But if that's the case, then I will just have to figure that out tomorrow, and we'll just keep this party train rolling. So if you are here, I'm getting ready to pull up the chat box so I can look and see who's all here across all the different platforms. So if you are here, let me know. Okay, we got live access on. Oh, what happened to my computer? That's strange. So yeah, that was weird. Let me know if you are here. Let me know if you're here because I have the chat box up. It's saying that I'm live, but I don't know. So I'm going to pull up on my phone real quick just to make sure that I can see myself, first of all, because I'm going to tell you, I was live earlier in the week and it was a mess, man. I think I talked for like straight 10 minutes and it was straight silence. So I see the comment box is not working. You know, again, I'm not a technical person, but I'm live everywhere, so at least you can see me. All right, so reset, refresh, renew. Why am I here talking about that? Well, it's because it's spring. Well, I mean, it was already spring, but May just to me feels like this official warm weather because you know the weather starts bouncing back and forth between, I want to be cold, no, I want to be hot, no, I want to be cold, and then it starts warming up gradually. And so when May comes around, usually the temperature tends to get pretty stable, and when it does start to stable out, then we start to feel a bit more renewed. Okay, so I'm looking at myself on YouTube. I don't know what my computer is doing, but I'm here. Hopefully it's not going crazy because it looks crazy. And okay, all right, there we go. When the weather starts warming up, and so we start to get this like sense of renewed spirit, this sense of renewing of self, right? And so that is why I decided to host this month-long campaign of Reset, Refresh, Renew, because my ultimate goal has always been to help change the world one person at a time. And whether that's through services that I offer, through products that I make, or through conversations, teaching, right? Because that is what it is all about. So welcome. All right, now just to go ahead and give you a few different things, a little bit of a lineup, so to speak, on what we're doing today. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what's happening. There's a giveaway that I'm doing. And I have a link that is up at the top of the screen right here that will take you to that giveaway. Now, let me tell you about this giveaway. It is like the biggest giveaway that I've ever done. I tend to do giveaways like once a year. And honestly, it's usually around this time of year because this is also the month that I started this whole venture, this business. This giveaway, I'm giving away 10 oils, okay? I'm also giving away foot scrubs, a new coconut milk foot herbal soak that I've created. I'm also giving away a health growing serum. I'm giving away a weight loss assistance oil. I'm giving away bath salts. I'm just giving away so much. And you might think I'm crazy. And if you want to get in on this giveaway, then the link at the top of the screen, my link tree, is going to take you to the giveaway website where you can enter in and get multiple chances of winning. But I have something that I want to tell you. The giveaway, you can get an extra 100 entries. Yeah, I think I kind of lost my mind. You can get an extra 100 entries if you make a purchase on Etsy. And in that purchase, you have to put a secret code. And that secret code, I'm not going to give to you until later in the broadcast. So, all right, now I am finally able to get up the chat box. Jeez Louise, man. All right, so let me see what we got going on here in the chat box. I'm looking at YouTube. I'm looking at Instagram. Yay, I'm live. How do you use the Fatal Obsession oil? Okay, so the Fatal Obsession oil, I have a YouTube video that dictates all of that. So I will put that link in the chat box here. Well, I'll bear with me because I don't know how many things I can do at once. But bear with me. I will put that link in the chat box here for a second, and uh, I will get that over to you, dear. Low key crazy because I just lit a candle with somebody. Oh, that's awesome! You lit. See, perfect timing, divine timing, right? All right. So with this giveaway, if you want a chance to get 100 bonus entries, then it doesn't matter what purchase you make at Etsy. You just have to make one extra purchase, just a little purchase or something. I don't know. Go big, go, whatever you want to do. And you have to put in a secret code word, okay? And that code word, when I see it on my end, I am going to manually enter that in for you. Now, where do you put this code word in when you make your purchase on Etsy? You put it in, and I tried to take screenshots, but Etsy was like, for security, I couldn't take the screenshots on my phone to show you. So you just have to follow my instructions. You have to select your items of purchase. You continue to enter in your shipping details. And then at the end, you go and add in all your payment details. And while you are reviewing, just before checking out, there is a box that says add optional note to seller or something like that. In that box, that is where you put the code. So I'm not going to give you the code just yet. You just have to wait. You just have to wait. All right. Now, excuse me. I'm just kidding. It's not COVID. I don't want to say that because my podcast might get banned. I don't know. I have allergies and I'm just getting over this really bad congestion. So I might sound really horrible for a second. So bear with me as we're going through this. Okay. All right. Now. Also, at the same time, I do have a sale that is on Etsy. Now, the sale on Etsy, it's a small sale. It's a 10% off sale for the spring. And that's, just a jump start, people who are looking, because their prices are rising everywhere. I cannot believe I just had to go and buy a new car battery. And I was like, what? $200? Whatever. I was like, oh God, I feel like the car batteries have just gone up. Everything's gone up. And I'm sitting here cutting prices back. I know, whatever. We'll see. And it's only because I like to give and be giving and all that other stuff, and nothing's wrong with that. So it's a 10% off there. But again, if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you a bonus promo code, and you'll have to wait and see how much you're going to get off. And that Etsy promo code is only good until midnight tonight. Every day during the live streams, you'll get an Etsy promo code, and each of those codes are going to be worth varying amounts up to 70% off through the entire month of May, up until May 31st. And again, if you go and you use the promo code and then you put the giveaway code in, you're setting yourself up pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could enter. And I had a couple of my friends like, yo, you kind of nuts. I hope you would, can I enter? I'm like, no. Oh, thank you. Yes, I hope to feel better as well, because this whole congestion stuff is just going crazy. All right. You said you waiting for, let's see here. I see waiting for Follow Me Boy and to come in the mail. Oh, have a small collection growing. Awesome. Yes. If I haven't already sent that out, you should be getting that soon. I do try to send out orders at least every day. If I can't do every day, I try to do it every other day. It's a little difficult when you have a little one and he's like attached to the hip to me. Oh my God, he's attached. I love it because he's the last baby, but it's like, can you give mama a break? Because it tends to drive me crazy a little bit. But right now he's like, I don't hear him crying, so he's good. He ain't, he's good. But he just wants his mama all the time. All the time. All right, so let's see here. I see some comments coming through on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, looking great. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's in transit. Okay, good. Awesome sauce. All right, I have to, excuse me. Make sure, excuse me. Oh my God. I have to make sure, oh, I drank all my water. Whoops. I stay on track, so I have my outline up here. I won't be talking about. All right, ironically, going back to the question earlier about how to use the fatal obsession, let's talk about it because I forgot that is our product of the day. We are going to get into a product of the day every day. So whether it's an oil, a bath, or whether it's one of some of my new products that are coming out, we're going to get into it. Now, I forgot to mention this earlier. Just to give you a heads up, I am expanding House of Oya. House of Oya Botanica was originally geared completely towards just spiritual products. Okay? I am expanding it beyond that, and here's the reason why. So I don't know how many of you realize or knew that my mother actually transitioned last year into the spirit world. I love my mom. Miss you, R.I.P. And she's actually the one who started me on this whole path of making stuff, because she actually she made products herself. She made lotions, she made soap, she made a whole bunch of body sprays. And it wasn't until her health started declining that she stopped doing so much of it. Now, towards the end, when I started doing Etsy, she was like, you know what, maybe I'll start getting back on there. And so she had bought up a lot of new products, and she just never had a chance to get to it. And so as a way of honoring her, I am expanding, excuse me, House of Oya to include her products. When my mother first started this company, Always Amina, which is the name of her products, I've always watched her, and I've always been there and just really super curious. And I was the one that actually helped her name her original line of products, Always Amina. And so I'm bringing over that spirit of tradition, that spirit of, loving energy from my mother over to House of Oya, and it's going to be called Always Amina Spa. And so these products are what I'm offering in honor of my mother. And so the spa products, these are your self-care products. These are things for the foot soak I mentioned earlier, or the body sprays. I have lotion bars. I'm also making salt scrubs, things of that nature. And so beyond that, I'm also going to start making more natural health remedies. And so I'm going to branch into the tonics and the tinctures. I'm also started making sunscreen. I made sunscreen earlier today. We're going to the beach, and I said, oh, this would be a good thing to add. And so these are things that are going to be very simple ingredient products that you don't have to try to Google long scientific names of craziness. And so my goal is to get back to the basics for health. Okay. All right. So do I have any more aphrodisiac salt in stock? I don't, but I am bringing it back. I promise I am. I really am. I was taking a look at a lot of products that I did have in stock, and I have a long list. I'm going on this whole long list of things that I'm making, and I have to get back in stock of. I can't tell you exactly when, but it probably will be within the next month or two, okay? The aphrodisiac salt. And so now with this whole expansion, it's just whoa, I can't stop myself from moving, which is one of the reasons why I had to sit down last year when I wasn't doing, I was told not to do a whole lot. It was really hard, but I kind of hit the ground running full speed ahead when I can. Anyhow, excuse me, fatal obsession. Let's get back to the fatal obsession. So the fatal obsession oil is the product of the day. Okay. That is, it should pop up in the corner of yeah, there we go. Fatal Obsession Oil is the product of the day. And this oil is, I'll tell you the scent. The scent is it's like a spicy peach kind of smell. It has a little bit of a hint of that old Victoria's Secret Love Spell scent. It's a little bit of that, but it's more peach, okay? That southern, juicy, spicy peach. And this oil is not for the faint at heart, okay? This oil is all about excuse me, this oil is all about whew, like really think of come to me oil, like when you're trying to attract somebody, times 10. The ingredients that are in this oil, I'm not going to tell you everything that's in it, but I will tell you it is designed to really, really, truly attract people. One thing that I would tell you, and that's in there, excuse me, is alkanet, and that's what gives it its red color. Alkanet is a herb that is made to stimulate and make things come faster. So, that's one of the things. I'm not going to tell you everything because I keep that close to the vest. All right, let me check the chat real quick. There are a few different ways that you can use this oil. Excuse me. There's a few different ways that you could use this oil. My biased way is using candles, and that's just because I love fire, right? I just love fire. I love candles, and I love being able to sit and meditate with flame. I've always been this way since I was a kid. It's like one of my earliest memories, probably like around 6, is that my parents used to keep this. It was, I don't even know what you would call it, but it was like this wooden block, and then the top of the wooden block was this filament where it was a lighter, but it was, I don't know what kind of lighter it was, but anyway, I used to sit there and just flick it flick it over and over, and after a while, of course, this thing is like super old now, it stopped working, but I remember just being fascinated by the flames and the flicking of that. All right, let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Did you include my good High John Conqueror in my order? Okay, so I'm not exactly sure. You're gonna have to hit me up after about the High John the Conqueror oil. Hit me up after so I can make sure that I'm following, because I can't remember everything. I'm sorry, and I do not want to tell you the wrong thing. I do not. So I want to make sure that I'm looking at the right information. So definitely let me know. Hit me up after this live stream and we can chat about that a little bit. All right, so let's see here. That's one of the oils I have. Might give it a go on the skin on my target. Yeah, so the Fatal Obsession oil, you can definitely either put it on yourself. My suggestion is to always put it on your target, if you can. If your target is near, okay? If they are not near, then you can use a candle. Again, that's just because I'm obsessed with candles. And fire is one of those really intense energy forms that can travel beyond time and distance. Okay. And so that's why I say put it in a candle. Again, my extra biasness are 7-day candles, the jar candles. That's just me. You don't have to use that type of candle. If you want to put it on like a 4-inch chime candle, you can. You can put it on a figure candle. You can put it on a tea light, But my suggestion is that the smaller the candle, the more repetitive I would suggest that you follow through with that working. So maybe if you have tea lights, then you use it, for 7 days. So like have 7 tea lights if you can. But, I'm always about meeting people where they are and trying to help them do what they can with what they got without having to go and spend a ton of extra money. Although I know that it can get very addictive to buying products. Trust me, that I am, yes, that is me included. Which is the reason why I was like, hey, I'm just gonna start making everything. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. But if you, the larger candle, the larger the candle, the more intensity of the burn, right? So that means it's going to burn longer. It's going to really fulfill and push that energy out there. So hell, if you get a 14-day candle, the bigger the better, right? Go big or go home. Now, here are some other things that I'm going to suggest, especially if you're using a candle method, right? To put the candle, add tag locks. And so tag locks it's like biological features of the other person. Whether that's hair, body fluids, and that's body fluid, wherever it might come out of the other person. Could be spit, it could be fingernails, it could be, hell, if you like scratch some this is gonna be so weird. Toothbrush. If you wanted to take some tissue and like rub it on them vigorously, at least you get some skin cells. All of that. Those are tag locks, okay? And tag locks connects that person's DNA to the working that you're doing, okay? And so the more things that you add, the better. I always say that Magick is like it's building blocks. So you build one thing upon the next, upon the next, upon the next. Okay. And and so when you do that, then you get this magnificent type of working, and it's like it's bomb, right? You add their name, their date of birth, a picture, a petition, and you really have full candle magic. The only thing that you have to do is make sure that you focus your intention, believe that what you're doing is working, and go from there. All right, so let me check the chat box here. So all right, I see you on Instagram. That's one of my favorite, the oils I have. Might give it a go on my skin or Target when they come over. Okay, yes. Oh, hi, Carolyn from Self-Fuck UK. What? All right, Instagram. I use the open road and oils together. Oh, I hope you loved it. Hey, thank you, love. Thank you for the hugs. Oh, yes. How are you doing, love? I haven't seen you forever. Yes. Oh, thank you, Oshun and Ancestor. I appreciate it, my dear. I really do. Ashe. All right, so this Fatal Obsession oil, it's one of my favorites. It's one of my best sellers. And if you stick around to the end, if you're just joining, I'm doing a huge giveaway. I have the link up at the top of the screen. So if you want to go ahead and go to my link and enter into the giveaway, it should be opening up live here in like 3 minutes, to enter into the giveaway. And in order to get 100 extra entries that I will honestly have to manually enter, then you can stay to the end of this broadcast and I will give you the code on where you need to enter it in. And if you stick around to the end as well, I am going to give you a secret Etsy code, promo code, that is only valid until midnight tonight. After midnight tonight, it's going to cancel out and a new one will start, and you won't get that until tomorrow, okay? The new code. And you're going to get up to 70% off on these secret promo codes, okay? All right, so let's see here. If you have any questions, definitely. Oh, you just ordered your Versace? Yay, yeah. I am running so low on smudges. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you why I'm running. I'm working to stock back up on everything. It's just taking me a little bit of time because, of course, the baby, we're getting ready to move. And so it's like, oh, how many things do I stack up on before I move? It's like this bouncing game of, I don't want to move everything, but I know I need to stock back up on stuff. I need to make more things. And so it is what it is. All right. Hey, Emma Rose from New Zealand. Okay. We are all around the world tonight, and this is so fun. So another part of this broadcast is ask anything, right? I am here to ask. I am here to help you. That has always been my intention, is to help people, to whether it's through spiritual work. Oh, thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. Congratulations. Yes, thank you. Whether it's through spiritual work, whether it's through my Magick school, which is a course on YouTube that I'm offering. It is a paid membership course that's, minimum $25 a month, where I am walking everyone from literally A to Z in the realm of spirituality. So I'm taking you from the bare basic minimum, like, I don't know what I'm doing, to you're going to be making your own products. But we have to go from A to Z to make sure that those products and those things that you are crafting and your work is working. A lot of people like to jump in there and go, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, but they really don't realize all of the necessities that go into it, to make sure that your products, and even if you're not making them to sell, but if you're making them, for yourself, that they work. Because it took some time to figure that out, and I want to make sure I pass it on to you. Okay, so we have some questions coming in through Instagram. You have, can you mix a Cleo May and Follow Me Boy together on a candle? Yes, those two oils you can mix together. I will tell you this. When mixing oils together, it's excuse me, I'm getting over congestion, sinus, and allergies. Pollen came out really strong here, and so I've even gotten a little slight headache, but it's okay. We're going to keep pushing. When you're mixing together oils, you always want to make sure that they have similar intentions. So, for example, yes, the Cleo May and the Follow Me Boy, those are similar intentions. You're working to attract, right? And then if you want to mix something like, I don't even, like revenge and uncrossing, those are not similar. Those are two oils that I would not mix together. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Serenities. Yes, I appreciate it. Yes, she's definitely in the school. We have a blast in there. We are going through so much information. It's very intense. There's a lot. And there's a lot going on in Magick School on YouTube. But going back to mixing oils, like revenge is an oil that's meant to cause harm to someone else, or just really kind of return that negative energy to someone else. But then you want to do uncrossing at the same time where you're working to uncross yourself. That's going to cancel each other out, right? Those two different oils are going to cancel each other out, and they will not work. Your magic will be confused. Really, like, okay, you want me to wait, but you want me? Yeah, it's just like, don't do it. But yes, that is definitely it. You can mix those, especially if you're working with one particular person and then you're adding on that Cleo May to get them to do a particular thing. Good. All right, so let's see here. Let me look at the chat. All right, see. Oh, yes, strong arms on Instagram. All right, I'm on YouTube. Peace. I love your wisdom channel. What are your thoughts on the ideology on love spells being unethical? Well, I'm going to tell you this, all right? We all have free will, okay? That is the bottom line. I know I myself can never tell anyone to not do anything, or like you shouldn't do this, or you should do this, etc., etc. With free will comes choices. And when we have choices, we create our path along the way. We're creating something that we are supposed to be walking within our life. And within that, excuse me, we learn different lessons. We learn different life lessons. And so if one person wants to do some type of love working, you never know if that is what they're supposed to do in that moment in their life to ultimately get to a lesson on the other side. Or maybe the other person that they're working with, excuse me, needs to learn a particular lesson. There's so many different avenues and so many different things that could be happening that excuse me, I think I'm talking too much. That we just can't give clear cut no, right? Now, have I seen love work? And it also depends on how you do your love work as well. Have I seen love work go left? Yeah, I have. Have I seen it work out? Yeah, I have. So it's really, really gray. Now, to call it unethical is really a word of judgment. And so since we're all literally here to be in a place of non-judgmental, like non-judging and non-judging of others and what they may do, because again, of that path that we don't know what their path is, then we just kind of let it have to go along and do whatever's gonna happen and whatever is gonna be at the end of the day. Excuse me. I think I might have to stop and get some water. I did not know I would be coughing this horrible. Again, I got sinuses. I'm just getting over really bad congestion. I was hoping I was going to be better for tonight. I'm a lot better than I was earlier in the week. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, my dear humble introvert on YouTube. Hey Jen, I got the Phalo session. Oh, work like a charm. Awesome. All right, what would bring instant communication between you and your target? Um, so here's the thing when it comes to instant. I can give you some pointers on how to make things more instant. However, a lot of things happen in divine timing. And what happens, what's going on in divine timing? Well, whenever we're doing any kind of work, we have to work with our ancestors, we're working with our guides. Angels might be involved, Orishas might be involved. There's a whole bunch of different people that can be involved, right? The faster works tends to be the more darker works, so to speak. Excuse me. And so that's invoking certain spirits to actually come and work on our behalf. And those certain spirits tend to work faster, right? They work, but they also want their payment in return. And whether that's, oh, I bring this instant communication and things, might not go right for 10 days or something. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm just throwing hypothetical stuff out there. But then you might have to work with the laws of the universe to open up the whole instantaneous thing, right? Where how close are they to you, right? Or what is it that you want to speak to them about? Are they open? Are they stubborn? Those types of things that come into play. But I know I go off on these long tangents where I just have to explain things fully. It's like a gift and a curse. I'm going to tell you a little bit of what you can do. You can work with, excuse me, I'm trying to go back up in the chat here. On Instagram, we're talking about instant communication. So you can work with like the alkanet. You can work with things that work with the throat. So that's like peppermint, that's thyme, any type of mints, really. Any type of throat herbs, literally drinks like herbal teas to open up the throat chakra. And then you have to work with the color blue candles, especially if you're doing candles. Now, if you wanted to work with an Orisha to help with communication, my suggestion will be to ask Yemaya to help with opening up excuse me, the communication channels between a certain person. Okay. You can use something like a come to me oil. But again, instant is one of those words that is like, it can be instantaneous, but then the varying degrees of if there's a block, if there's, some stubbornness on the other person's end, you just kind of have to either read the situation beforehand, or you're going to have to really drive home and do hard work to make sure that you get this block uncovered to open it up. I hope that answered your question. I know I gave you a whole lot. So I hope that answered your question. All right. So let's see here. Let me go back up in the chat here. Hey, Caribbean Grimoire. All right. Excuse me. All right. Hold on. Let's see here. All right. When using a fatal attraction oil, I'm looking on YouTube. When using a fatal attraction oil, do we have to continue to do the work or just one time? So you can just use it one time, especially if you've already gotten your result. I say use it until you get your result, right? Because typically what happens is that any type of workings, and I'm about to give you a very broad range, but it's the absolute God knows truth. It can work instantaneously, but I like to say at least within 10 days, all the way up to 6 months. Again, that time frame is so large because we don't know what the spirit world needs to do to align things up to work in your favor. So we don't know what kind of hurdles they might have to go through. We don't know what they have to do to line things up. So between 10 days to 6 months is typically the time frame. But I say use it until you get your results. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going back up in the, I love your product. It's great to see you live. Oh, thank you, Lydia. Through mobile text. So, through mobile text. You want the communication to open up through mobile text. Okay. So I would suggest using the Come To Me oil. Or So if you're like blocked or anything, you can also work with LA Gua, who is an Orisha, to help open the door for communication. But after communication, the door for communication is open, then that's when you would want to start talking to Yemaya. But some people are not comfortable working with certain deities and Orishas. That's totally fine. If you're not, then I would suggest using like a come to me oil, okay? Or a follow me boy, follow me girl type oil. And that way you can start attracting their energy towards you and slowly start opening up those communication channels. Okay. All right, let's see here. Oh, it did explain it. Good, good, good. Hey, Valerie. Oh, yay. All right, turn your head into work. All right, my dear. All right, so let's see here. I'm trying to look in the chat. I'm on YouTube now. Basically, karma or dharma is involved. So karma is one of those tricky topics, right? Because it depends on what magical path you're looking at the perspective of karma from. So like in Wicca and in Hoodoo, so Wicca, karma is involved, right? The law of three. So the law of three, whatever you put out is what you get back times three. Or if you look at Hoodoo, karma does not exist. There is no such thing as karma. But then I've also practiced Hoodoo, and I also practice Regla de la Ocha, which is like Santeria. Within Santeria, there's not really karma exactly. There's everything has some type of payment, right? So if you want to do, the lighter works don't really have a payment, but the scale from light to dark, the lighter the payment to the bigger the payment. So that payment could be anywhere from, like you got to sacrifice an animal or you got to lose your job in order to get something done. So it's not really karma. You're aware that it's happening and you're aware that it's coming. It's just you don't know what that something might be, right? Now, it's a gray area. It really just depends on what you believe in strongly. Like for me personally, I do truly think that there is always some type of payment behind anything that we do. What that payment might be, how strong that payment might be, I have no idea. But hey, it just really and truly depends on that person and how strongly of a desire they might want that thing to come into fruition. So it's up in the air on that. So I hope I know it's not an exact. A lot of things in magic it's not exact, because everything is so gray. It's so gray. But I hope that grayness of an answer helped to answer your question, my dear. All right, let's see here. Okay, I'm going back up through the chat. How do you know if someone is working on you? Okay, so there's a couple of different ways. One, if it's revealed through a reading. Two, if you strongly feel like somebody is doing work on you, then most times out of 10 they are. But there is this slight borderline between they are and paranoia. But if you're not paranoid and you have a feeling that somebody is doing something, your intuition and your gut feeling never lies. You always, always, always must listen to it, and they probably are. Through divination, readings or divination, right? You can do candle work and see if somebody is doing some work against you. Like if you are working with a protection candle and it just goes out and it won't light back up, somebody is doing something, right? You're gonna have to send that energy back. Something's not right. If you are if you take a bath or if you feel drained energy wise and you feel like you just can't do anything. Oh, there's my baby. You feel like you can't do anything and you don't feel like yourself, then more times out of 10 somebody is doing some work against you. You really must tune in to yourself. You must look and see what's going on around you. And if something like everyday life, there are times where things just might fall off. Like I tried to go to Starbucks earlier today and my car won't start. Well, I've been having an issue with this car for a while and I'm trying to hold on to it to trade it in later on this year. But it's like, if something like that happens, I don't suspect somebody's doing work on me, right? Because it's not a trail of things happening one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. But there can also be your own involvement in that. And if you haven't put any kind of negative energy out there and you're really just trying to get things online and some things just don't seem like they are working, then yeah, there's probably some work. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Thank you, Valerie, for joining. All right. Oh, your TT actually worked with Ellie Wild before she passed away. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, y'all. We are getting close to that time of night. This is pretty awesome. For some reason, Facebook chat is not coming up. So I don't know. I'll have to take a look and see what is going on there. So I don't know if anybody said anything. I saw it earlier for a chat on Facebook, but whatever. We'll see what happens tomorrow. All right, so I'm gonna answer one more question, and then we are gonna go into the giveaway code, and then we are going to talk about the promo code on Etsy. Oh, this is so exciting! It's so exciting. Okay, last question is, when I do candle work for protection, I experience fatigue. All right, so here's what my suggestion to you is. Before you do candle work for protection, I would suggest that you do a cleansing bath. And you can do a simple cleansing bath. It can be anywhere from just like some plain sea salt and lemon. You could throw some rosemary in there. Boom. Very simple. Typically things that people have in their kitchen. I suggest sea salt, not regular salt, but if you got regular salt, hey, like I said, I like to meet people where they are. I'm not trying to make people run out and spend a whole lot of money. So yes, I would definitely suggest that. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. Okay, so all right, okay, these last two questions, and then I got to get into the promo codes before. Now here, let me tell you real quick before I get into these two questions. I am going to be here live every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from today, May 1st through May 31st. So, in each day, you're going to get a secret promo code to use on Etsy for up to 70% off. And then you're also going to get extra giveaway entries for this huge, massive giveaway that I'm doing for every purchase that you make at Etsy with the giveaway code that I'm going to get ready to display here at the end. All right, so we are going to one question on Instagram, and then we have another question coming through on YouTube. How do you know if an oil has worked? Well, okay, so if I'm understanding you correctly, what I'm thinking is that if you're doing like an attraction oil, well, obviously the person or a situation or whatever it might be has attracted itself to you. If you're talking about like balancing work or uncrossing work, like oil that you might have used on yourself, then those are things that you really have to look internally and see how you feel. Or not necessarily just how you feel, but also start looking around you and seeing if you're deflecting or if you are attracting things. So if you're attracting something, then yes, it worked. But if you are trying to get rid of something and you're still attracting that thing that you're trying to get rid of, like an uncrossing oil, then you may have to continue to work with it or step up the type of work that you're doing. And also, too, you're going to also want to call in. I do a lot of ancestor work, too. You want to call in your ancestors to help, right? So physical manifestations. Okay, so maybe that's like money, so let's use an example of money because that is a physical manifestation that a lot of people want to see, right? If you have, okay. Honestly, I would say start paying attention really after the 10-day mark if things are starting to change around you. So, like if you're doing money and you're wanting physical money, but maybe you got a promotion at your job, then yes, that worked. Or maybe you might have gotten free items from someone, even though you were doing money work, that those free items do equate to money, right? Because you didn't have to spend to get it, but if you wanted to go get it, you had to spend it. If you are, say, for example, I don't know, somebody just uh, did some work on your car for free. Well, that's a service. That's a free service that you didn't have to go out and pay for. So when we look at like physical manifestations of money, we have to take it out of the exact context and look at it in the broader scheme of things. Like, did you have to pay for it? Or, yes, we would love like thousands of dollars just to fall into our account. But if you're getting things that you don't have to pay for, essentially that's free money. So I hope that helped answer your question. All right, what needs to be done to work a court case with felony charges? Okay, real quick, last question. Court cases, I always highly recommend working with Ochosi, especially if there are felony charges. Ochosi, the Orisha Ochosi, helps to grant mercy and give mercy to the person that they're calling upon, right? I do have court case oil. I just have this. I always go to working with Orishas first because we don't have to work as hard. They are working for us. And so Ochosi would be that one to help. Now, you can work with Ochosi's oil. You can work with Ochosi's candle. You can get a special Ochosi charm to wear. And the charm is a bow and arrow, a silver bow and arrow that you wear all the time, every day. You can work with herbs such as galang. I always say this herb wrong. Galangala root. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Every time I see that word, I never try to pronounce it right. I just know it and see it and know what it is. You can work with Highjohn root. Now, the Galangala root, in hoodoo, you can take it and chew it underneath because it's like ginger. It's like a thick ginger root. It has a little bit of a different taste than ginger, but you can chew it and going into court and spitting it out, on the ground when you go into court. That is a hoodoo, a hoodoo reference. And you will work with, don't get me to quoting exact psalms to work with in hoodoo. I can tell you, I just don't remember them off at the top of my head, and I'm not going to front like I do because there's a lot of numbers. But you can work court cases with the galango root in the hoodoo form and the psalms before going into court, or you can work with Ochosi, the Orisha, to help fight on your behalf and give you and grant you mercy for whatever it is that you might be going through. Okay, whew. I hope I'm not hoarse tomorrow, because man, did I do a lot of talking. So it is that time. I am going to go ahead and display the giveaway. I don't remember. I named these things the wrong things here. I've named them similar things. Well, here. Okay, so, did I? I don't know what I did. So here is the giveaway website. You can get to this page by clicking or typing in my link tree that is at the top of the screen. Did I? There we go. And this is the page that you are going to see. So if you see this page when you go to enter in the giveaway, then you are in the right place, right? And if you want to get those extra entry points with your purchase at Etsy, all you have to do is enter in these codes on the add additional note to seller page right before checking out on Etsy. Again, when you're going to Etsy, you go ahead and add your items into your cart. You make sure that you have your address information in there. You make sure you have your review, your payment. And right before submitting your order, there is a box that says add additional note to seller. And this is where you are going to enter in your code. The code for the giveaway is Oya Wind. Of course, I had to do that. And your promo code for Etsy, is right here. It's right here. I'm going to make this screen a little bit bigger. So you can see the code. The code is right there for Etsy, and I'm giving you 70% off today because it's the kickoff night of Reset, Refresh, Renew. 70% off tonight until midnight. Yes, I'm crazy. I've only done a 70% off sale once, like a couple of years ago. So take advantage of it right now. Before midnight Eastern Standard Time, because after that it is going to disappear and you will get a whole nother code tomorrow. So if you decide to take advantage of the 70% off, don't forget to enter in Oya Wind on the add additional notes to seller box so that you can get your extra 100 entries into this massive giveaway that I'm doing. That's like crazy. Okay, so here we have 5 more minutes to go. If you have a few more questions, I'll take one more question before we go, before I drain my voice box like crazy. Because boy, this coughing is something else. Excuse me. I am here. I had so much fun tonight. Oh, this was a joy. Again, I see a Facebook comment. I don't see who you are, but you are welcome. For some reason on the comment box, it just says Facebook user. So I have no idea who you are, but you are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. If there are no more questions tonight, join me tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we go over a new product of the day, and I give you a new Etsy promo code, and I give you another giveaway code for your extra bonus entries for the 10 oils, the baths, the foot soak, the hair oil, the weight loss oil. Like, it's just so many things I'm throwing in this giveaway, and I probably will throw more things in there. And I'm also probably going to put these items into one of my vintage cases that I still have left. I like to go antiquing, and so I pick up these vintage cases, and I used to sell them on Etsy, and I was like, I still have a few more. So I probably might throw these things in there, and so boom, that's a whole nother thing I'm giving away. Because it is spring, it is Reset, Refresh, Renew, and we are getting spring cleaning our mind, body, and spirit to walk into this next season. What? Oh, I had fun. I'm so glad y'all joined me tonight. I will see you all tomorrow.